Welcome to the 5th Wellsboro varsity volleyball match of the 2021 season. Today is Tuesday, October 6th, and we are at the Wellsboro High School Gymnasium. Your announcers for tonight's contest are former volleyball coaches Jody Niver and Ann McKnight. Together we have 29 years of varsity volleyball coaching experience. Together we have 0 years experience at announcing volleyball for the general public. The 2020 Pennsylvania State safety protocols do not allow spectators, including parents, at indoor events. There's a 25-person limit inside, and the teams, officials, and staff require those spots. In case this is your first time tuning in, I will review the altered procedures in this unique season. Although there's no public address announcer, the national anthem will be sung. Team substitutes will be waiting in the locker room until summoned to play. Volleyballs will be wiped clean at least to start every set, if not more frequently. Teams will not change benches or courtside. There are to be no high fives or post-match handshakes. There are no corner line judges this season, eliminating 2 people from the condensed list of 25. Instead of sharing the court for warm-ups, 1 team at a time will be on the court with the other team staying in the locker room. Your announcers abide by the WHS COVID rules for entering the building. Our temperatures are taken and we are wearing face shields. Sorry you cannot see us. As always, we encourage our viewers to get an official's license. PIAA officials are desperately needed in all sports. You do so well officiating at home, here's your chance to pad your wallet. Contact the PIAA website for more information. The Wellsboro Hornet volleyball team is a Class AA in the Northern Tier League Large Schools Division. Wyalusing is in the Small Schools Division. The Hornet schedule is reduced to 15 matches this year. The Hornets are currently 4-0 with wins over Kauniski Valley, Williamson, Troy, and Sayre. The Hornet varsity has not lost a set thus far. The Wellsboro girls wear green and white. Their mascot is the Hornet. Head coach of the Hornets is Sharon Zahusky. Her daughter Hannah is an assistant volleyball coach at Ohio Northern University. Our JV coach is Jeff Zahusky. Darcy Warner serves as a volunteer varsity assistant. Todd Outman is the administrator in charge of athletics, and the game manager tonight is Michelle McNett. Our media specialist is Shane Cleveland. Tonight, Wellsboro welcomes Wyalusing for their only matchup this season. The team is coached by Jennifer Newton in her 2nd season. The JV coach is Annette Pickett in her 2nd year. Their colors are green and gold. The Lady Rams are coming off an 11-10 record last season. They lost 4 seniors to graduation, and they have 5 returning starters. The Ram varsity has a current record of 1-4. They beat Sayre and lost to Towanda, North Penn Liberty, and Northeast Bradford. I'll turn it over to Coach Niver now for the introduction of the teams.
For this evening's Wyalusing Lady Rams, we have number 12, Madison Armitage, number 1, Imogen Herbert, number 9, Haley McGroarty, number 15, Hannah Ellie, number 7, Deanna Masters, number 3, Olivia Tewksbury, number 27, Emily Otis, number 23, Priscilla Newton, number 29, Carissa Brown, number 10, Emily Gervin, and number 6, London Edwards. For the Wellsboro varsity this year, senior, number 2, Bree Kemp. Junior, number 3, Emma Owlett. Senior, number 4, Catherine Burnett. Sophomore, number 7, Madeline Bordis. Senior, number 9, Alina Petrick. Junior, number 13, Brianna Smith. Senior, number 14, Shiloh Duff. Junior, number 17, JoJo Judlin. Senior, number 19, Olivia Crocco. Senior, number 20, Bailey Monks. Junior, number 26, Olivia Servatius. Junior, number 28, Grace Hines. And sophomore, number 30, Emily Starkweather.
All varsity matches are set to start at 7:30, but are dependent on the end time of the JV match. We are running a little early tonight. The JV contest saw the Lady Rams win 25-13 and 25-21. The Hornet captains this season are 6 seniors on a rotating basis. The floor captain is Bree Kemp. She's the only player on the court for Wellsboro allowed to address the officials.
All right. Normally we're rushing through trying to get through everything, and tonight we happen to be on top of it. It does give us a moment here to make recognition. I don't know if she'll be singing this evening. Normally we have Olivia Chilson, who sings our anthem for us. She's been doing a beautiful job. However, I do not see her coming out to the floor tonight, so maybe we will be having the playing of the anthem. If you would all rise or at this time and remove your hats, the anthem will be, looks like, played.
No anthem?
Oh no, it says, I think they said Bailey Monks is going to be singing for us this evening.
Oh, okay.
I'd like it. Yes, Bailey Monks will be singing for us the anthem this evening.
And she has no microphone.
Beautiful job by Bailey this evening. Our ladies never cease to amaze me with their talents that they are able to showcase. In addition to she's being a fantastic volleyball player, she did a beautiful job with that. So,
our officials tonight: Christina Decker is on the ladder, and Pete Lipkowski will be the floor referee. The Wyalusing Rams will have the first serve in set 1. A reminder that a match is made up of the best of 5 sets, and Wellsboro hasn't lost a set thus far this season. In a while, I'll give you the schedule changes that we have to date, as many matches were, especially there for 1 week or so. We lost a couple. With schools in the Bradford area has a higher content of COVID that caused some concern for a while, but we're trying to get back on schedule. This is the 5th match for Wellsboro and the 6th match for Wyalusing.
to get us started tonight, number 1, Herbert, will be serving for the Rams. Mr. Lipkowski is checking everything over at the with the scorers at the table. You don't have 2 scorers this year, so they need to make sure they're on the same page from the very beginning.
Right, usually there's 2 scorekeepers, but the home is the official one, so no need to have the other one.
Serve goes deep. Kemp struggles just a bit with it, passes left, and it is a point for the Rams. Herbert serves much lower this time, causes Krocko to hit the floor, back over. It is set over the net. JoJo Judlin goes up and hits the tip to the floor. Judlin's going back to serve. The low serve overpass to Monks, and that is a sweet hit.
That's always a mistake to set up the front row of the other team.
Especially when someone like Monks is right there ready. This time the serve goes straight down the line, and it results in an ace. Serve to the center back. Beautiful pass to the setter. Middle hit, dug by Kemp. Taken over because it's close to the net by Judlin. Another middle hit. I can't quite see the number there. Bailey Monks back sets outside the outlet. Beautiful hit. Set up outside. A free ball for Wellsboro. Let's see if they use it. To the middle with Monks. Nice swing, but Rams handle it. Tight set. It goes over. Krocko gets the touch, and it hits the floor. A low, flat, spinning serve this time. The Rams struggle at first, but able to send it over free ball. Wellsboro sets Monks in the middle. She power tips to the right back, and it is a point for Wellsboro. Judlin serve floats deep this time. Wyalusing sets it up with a free ball. Monks takes it on the transition off the net, outside. Owlett does a roll shot that goes just deep. Coming in for Wyalusing is number 7. Masters serving for number 15, Ellie, who was that middle hitter that was doing so well. Nice little jump serve there, handled by Burnett. A nice outside set. Krocko tries to hit that, and she has to go outside the antenna, and she actually put her hand on the standard there. Masters serve this time. Another nice little jump serve. You have Kemp that handles it. Scramble there a little bit. Free ball by Wellsboro. Outside set that's a little low. Push down the line. Burnett's there to handle it. Push back by Owlett, and then it is free balled out of bounds.
Now, volleyball is a little different from basketball. You get credit for the point if you were the server, whether you had anything to do with the hit after that or not. If the team scores a point and you were the server, you get point for that and
Yes.
credit for it. That's a little different in basketball, where you actually have to put the ball in the basket to get credit in basketball.
Yes. Owlett's serve went into the net. So now we have number 3, Tewksbury, who serves deep. Wellsboro struggles a little with handling it. Free ball by Kemp. We have a nice back set to number 27, Otis, but it is blocked by Wellsboro. You'll see for Wyalusing, number 23, Newton, is in the game as libero. Monk serves. It goes just a bit short, and so we have a substitution by Wyalusing. Number 9, McGroarty, is coming in for number 1, Herbert. Otis, her serve, just catches the top of the net. Both teams showing a little nerves out of the gate here, and that's usually seen most in the service game. See how Krocko does? Her serve goes deep to the beautiful back right corner and hits the floor.
That's that long serve. Cross court into the opposite corner. Takes a little more time than a serve right down the sideline.
This time Krocko serves, spins to the middle back. Set outside, an approach and kill by, what's that, number 8, I believe it was? Number 6, Edwards. Number 9, excuse me. Number 9, McGroarty. Burnett handles that ball. It is passed up by Owlett, free balled over by Burnett. Nice set outside. The attempt is down the line by Ellie, and it's just wide. Senior Kemp is back with her serve. It's usually where Wellsboro seems to put some space in serving. Wyalusing ends up free balling that. A little bit of a scramble by Kemp. This time Wellsboro sets up that free ball. It is set to the middle by Judlin to Duff, who gets the kill.
A free ball is when the ball is not going to be spiked across the net. And that allows the team that's ready to block the ball, and they know they're not going to have to block the ball, to back up transition.
Kemp serves a little shorter this time, but it is passed up. But there's a miscommunication at the end of that by Wyalusing. Point to Wellsboro. I know with the libero, frequently as a coach, you would tell your libero, if you can get to the free ball, get the free ball. It makes all your hitters eligible that way. Beautiful pass by Wyalusing. Outside hit by Ellie, but it went just a bit long. Pass up. The libero hits that. Kemp digs it. Set to Duff, who puts it straight down the middle, handled by Wyalusing. Burnett digs that one.
Dig,
Owlett hits cross court, but we have a net by number 12, Armitage. That was a nice series there. Kemp's serve is low, flat, and spinning, and Wyalusing struggles to handle it. Floor spike by Wyalusing, dug by Burnett. Middle hit to Duff, goes deep down the pike. Tight pass, so it is tipped over. Scramble by Wellsboro. Owlett floor spikes it back. And the ball is just out of the reach of the setter. Point to Wellsboro. Timeout, Wyalusing.
With a score of 15-6. A reminder, you play to 25 points, you have to win by 2. The timeouts are 1 minute long, whereas the period between the sets is 3 minutes. I can tell you some of the schedule changes. I guess I have time. On the September 22nd match at Towanda was postponed and rescheduled for Monday, October 19th. The Tuesday, September 29th home match with Canton was postponed and has not yet been rescheduled. The Hornets added a small school match at home versus Williamson on October 15th, which is our next home match. And the only Saturday match that is played this year is the October 17th hosting Towanda here at Wellsboro. Wellsboro travels to North Penn Liberty on October 8th and to Athens on the 13th. The season ends at Troy on October 29th.
Back to game action. Kemp serve low and flat. Hard to handle by Wyalusing. It results in a point. She does a nice job of moving that serve around so the back row never can just quite set exactly. This time, free ball over the net. Owlett tips it over. Wyalusing sets it up, hits it deep. It goes just long. Another deep serve results in an ace for Wellsboro.
The court lines are the white lines.
Kemp serve, that time has a little back spin on it. It is handled well at the net over by Wyalusing, hit down by, I believe that was Owlett. Free ball over here. Tip by JoJo Judlin. If you recall early in the year, she got called for a carry for that, but this time the difference was her hand was directly over her head, carrying straight. The one she'd done earlier in the year came a little more from the side. So that was a beautiful, you want actually to teach that, and if she can be left-handed, if you have a left-handed setter, you can actually get them to turn and spike that ball there. It's a beautiful thing. A little bit of an overpass. Judlin gets her hand on it and gets the kill. There's a substitute for Wyalusing. Number 10, Gervin, is coming into the game for number 12, Armitage. Serve is a little tight to the net. Setter handles it, tips back over, but there's net plays. Wyalusing sets it up. It's a free ball, goes deep. Burnett handles it nice and high. Beautiful set outside to Owlett, who hits the hard cross court. There's a scramble, miscommunication between Wyalusing, and it results in the ball hitting the floor.
Wellsboro's pulling away here in the first set. It started off looking like it might be close.
Another serve with some backspin on it. It's going to result in a free ball over deep. Kemp handles it nice and high to JoJo Judlin. Outside hit to Owlett, who finds the block, but the ball falls between the blockers and the net. Kemp serve goes deep again, this time handled. Beautiful back set. Dig by Burnett, middle set, and a hit by Duff, and it draws the blocker into the net. And I believe they said it was number 10, Gervin. There is another substitute taking place for Wyalusing. Number 29, Brown, is in for number 6, Edwards. Kemp serves again. Low flat down the left back line. There is an outside set. Number 7, Masters, hits that. Wellsboro handles it. There is a roll shot by Owlett. Wyalusing attempts to handle it, and it results in an error. And Wellsboro has set point here. Nice pass by Wyalusing, set outside to Masters. It is tipped, and in the tip, they caught Judlin up to the net, and Kemp a little too deep with the blocker being at the net, and so the ball hits the floor, even though she almost had a pancake there.
Right. Right.
Uh-oh, number 29 serves
Overlap.
Brown, but it is a substitution issue, or a rotation issue. They were out of order. You said overlap? Overlap? In the front row?
Yeah, I think they were out of order. You can't move till after the ball is served.
Yeah. As a player, sometimes it's easy to sneak across. So first set is in the books. It was 25-7. The speed kind of started to take off there, and you notice that Wyalusing's coach was making changes substitution-wise. Usually as a coach, you do that to try to slow down the speed of the game or to disrupt the service of an individual. However, Bree Kemp she has to have a very high service percentage. She's just a consistent server.
Okay, between sets we have a couple minutes here. I have access to the volleyball history for Wellsboro, and I wanted to look up Coach Zahusky. The Hornets head coach, Darren Zahusky, was a senior player on the 1981-82 Hornet varsity team that won the NTL West with a 7-1 record. Coach Zahusky was Sharon Hickey at the time and was known for her wicked serve. That championship team played from March 12th to April 2nd, 1982. The Hornets dropped a match to Liberty, but defeated once-beaten Williamson for the title. At that time, volleyball was squeezed in between boys basketball and the spring sports season, so only 7 matches were played. A few years later, the schedule was expanded and the season was moved to the fall. In 1982, when that team won the NTL West, the volleyball staff was Coach Ann McKnight, assistant coach Mary Lou Withrow, scorekeeper Sharon Herzog, timekeeper Gary Kennedy, athletic director Richard Cruttenden, and the principal was Clifford Rulin. That was in 1982, and Coach Zahusky was on that team.
If any of our fans are watching on our YouTube site, speaking specifically to maybe like Mrs. Harmon or somebody who might be watching and has my cell phone number, if you could send me the link, please, I would truly appreciate it to my phone. My understanding is there are some parents who can't access it and they would like to watch because they can't catch it on the TV. So if you could send me the link to my phone, I would appreciate it.
Okay, we're ready to start the second set here. I did mention before that Wellsboro hasn't dropped a set yet this season. However, Wellsboro has played mostly small schools and is a large school itself, so the latter part of the season will pit them against the larger schools.
Served by Wellsboro's JoJo Judlin. There's a bit of a scramble here. Judlin sets up Monks. It hits the top of the tape. Ma'am? Do you have a cell phone?
Okay, Judlin sets it up to Monks for a really nice hit from the middle. The substitutes are running in, as we said before, from the locker room. Only a couple players can actually sit out here on what is the team bench, and the seats are apart, as is the protocol.
Thank you, Mr. Cleveland. Sorry for that delay. Coming into the game was Alina Petrick, number 9 senior, sorry. Set by Wyalusing, scramble by Wellsboro results in a point for Wyalusing.
Now there you saw number 1 for Wyalusing, the setter. Her foot actually went over the center line, but as long as part of her foot was touching, which it was, it's legal.
Number 3, a beautiful, a little bit of a jump serve there by number 3. Here's my notes, over here. Tewksbury. Tewksbury serves again, a beautiful floater to the back road. Petrick handles it, but it's a little tight to the net, tip over the net. Set outside, push down the line.
What?
Scramble by Wellsboro.
Free ball.
Yes, it was. Beautiful pass to the middle. Nice hit down the line by
Very
number
nice.
12, Armitage, and it is a point this time to Wyalusing. Number 3, Tewksbury again with a serve. Kemp handles it, nice and high pass, a slight overpass. Crocco walks the line and doesn't touch the net. It was a play at the net, results in a hit and a point for Wellsboro. Monks is back to serve again.
Whoop.
Low, flat, hard serve, and it is a ace for Wellsboro.
I like watching from the end line. As I said before, too bad gyms don't have bleachers on the end line. That's where I'd be watching from. Then you can watch that ball move.
Again, another hard, low, flat hit. That is one thing I'll say about those float serves. It doesn't give you room for error because there's no spin to help direct the ball down to the court. That you get too much power behind it, it'll go long on you. Number 27, Otis. Serves the ball. I was looking down, so I didn't see where it landed, and it appears that it is called out. Crocco to serve.
Oh, looks like a little confusion there on the Wyalusing side.
Set outside to number 9, McGroarty. It does appear that there is a block on it so that they are back and forth. A touch, I should say, not a block. A block actually hits the floor. And a little bit of a result of a net violation. Crocco serves deep down the line. Middle hit to number 12, Armitage. Wellsboro handles it. Another tip shot by Judlin. Beautiful pass by Burnett. Nice swing by...
Whoa!
Wow, that was a nice swing by Kemp, but off the block, the Wellsboro Hornets caught themselves a little out of place, and so point to Wyalusing. Coming into the game is Bree Smith, number 13. Beautiful serve.
There we go. Wyalusing's ahead in this set, 7-5.
Beautiful serve by number 9, McGroarty. That had a nice little float to it. You saw it lift up just before Petrick touched it, and then she, you could see it on her face.
Oh, another one.
That one was low, and
Oh,
it just hit the top of the net. I don't know if you could hear it, but it just catches it. That changes the direction of the ball, and it's an ace. McGroarty again down. Petrick handles this one. It is set up for Kemp, who free balls it over. Wyalusing sets it up to the middle hitter of number 12, Armitage. Wellsboro handles it outside to Kemp, who has a hit, but there is a touch at the net. It is Wellsboro's ball. Coming in for Wellsboro is number 30, Emily Starkweather. Kemp serves deep, has a little backspin, and it floats just a bit long that time.
We're kind of on the honor system here with the end lines, not having any line judges.
Number 23, Newton to serve. Smith handles that well. It's a little tight, so Judlin takes it over. Burnett passes beautifully. It is outside to Starkweather, who gets the kill. Back to serve is Burnett now. Pass a little tight. Tip is there. Smith. Oh, nice assist by Monks. Smith.
Just a touch lift.
That is crazy. Like any other motion by Bailey would have been a lift.
Well, they worked on that last night, I'm sure.
I'm sure they did. Oh.
Well, we're knotted up here at 9-all in the second set.
Burnett continues to serve. This has a spin that goes deep down the center. Middle hitter, number 3, Tewksbury. Takes the swing, it's just a bit long. This time cross court, Burnett almost finds the floor. It is handled down the line, beautiful swing. Judlin sets outside to Starkweather, who hits cross court. This time outside hitter, number 7, Masters, and it's a bit wide that time. Coming into the game for Wyalusing's number 1, Herbert. For number 10, Gervin. Herbert's going back to serve. If I recall, she has a beautiful serve from the first set.
They like to serve from that corner.
They do. Well, technically, you have more space
Yeah.
on the right side of your arm. It makes more sense. Overpass
Whoa!
to Monks. That is
Mistake
the
there.
last person you want to do that to. Oh. She makes it look very
Well,
easy.
she can sing, but she can play volleyball too.
Yes. I'm so glad we had that time for her to get healed because it's her senior year. So Judlin to serve. It is short, but it is handled by Wyalusing. Just passed over. Judlin sets it over the net. Push straight down the line. You have Kemp who gets it to the setter. Swing by Starkweather and just a bit on the top of the tape. You have a little bit of a different lineup going here. Some different hitters. Normally you're seeing some different positioning here this game. Float serve that time. Wellsboro handles it. Monk swings.
Up, nobody there.
A little miscommunication there with too many people in the same location, and it is point to the Rams.
The Lady Rams are playing much better this second set than the first, where they dropped a 25-7 set.
Absolutely. Masters serve beautifully. Wellsboro struggles a bit and ends up tipping it over. Wyalusing, nice back set to 27. Otis. Wellsboro handles it. Monks to spike it. Oh, I thought that Wyalusing was going to turn the table on Wellsboro like they had, but it ends up just catching the net.
Well, everybody's scrambling.
Yes. Petrick back in for Starkweather. As she serves, it comes a little off the side of her hand and turns out of bounds. Tewksbury back to serve. She has a little jump. Burnett handles that. It is set up to Monks, who hits cross court and finds the floor just beyond the 10-foot line. Beautiful, beautiful hit. Coming back in for the libero is number 28, Grace Hines. Beautiful, flat, low, hard driving
Double
serve.
hit.
Yep. Because I'm looking, I don't think there's a number 2 on the floor, so it must be a double hit. I saw the 2 fingers, so. This time, Monks. As her serve got a little lower there, I wondered if she'd adjust, and the adjustment was a little too high this time. Substitute for Wyalusing, number 10, Gervin, in for Herbert. Otis's serve rolls right straight down to Burnett, who passes to the left side. Free ball to Kemp. Switches are made.
It's going to be a free ball.
It's another free ball, and they find it just short as there was a miscommunication and a little bit of flat-footedness there. The pass did not come as deep as I think they were anticipating. Still keeping it tight here. Number 27, beautiful. Oh, Petrick was still on the floor trying to recover from the overpass, and they hit it right back at her. So Wellsboro sets it back up. Kemp swings. It is dug by Wyalusing. They hit it over. It is dug by Kemp. It is pushed over. It is set up. Outside tip by Wyalusing. It is swinging around here. Burnett says, I've got it. Makes a nice high ball to try to slow things down. It is hit by, I think that was number 10, and it goes just a bit long. We're getting some really nice volleys this set.
Yes, I enjoy that, don't you?
I do too. My problem is I can't keep up with it. I'm like, ooh. Serve right straight down the middle. It is handled, and that cross-court hit, it was determined at the last second it would have landed in, and Petrick tries to get it up, but it finds the floor. So, point to Wyalusing. Bree Smith into the game as a defensive specialist. Number 9, McGrody, who serves that. Wellsboro struggles with it, passes it over. Nice swing by Wyalusing, but it just catches the top of the tape by number 10, Gervin. And so we rotate around, and into the game comes Emily Starkweather for Elena Petra. And back to the locker room she jogs.
Now on serve reception, there's people you don't want to receive the serve, the setter for one,
Yes.
because she's supposed to make the second hit. Sometimes you see a player, it looks like they're hiding behind another player, that would be the setter. The setter is not supposed to receive the serve. That throws off the rhythm of the game, which is supposed to be bump, set, spike.
Yes. Kemp's first serve, as you floated right over, it was short, and it resulted in an ace. This time, Wyalusing handles it and it results in a tip. Wellsboro sets up the ball. Starkweather does a floor spike. There is a set by Wyalusing. Number 12 goes up for that middle hit. Armitage just catches the top of the net.
There's some talent on that team.
There
really.
is. I'd be curious as far as the ages. If they're younger, they're doing some nice things here. Number 7 with a hit down the line by Masters, and it is hit by Wellsboro, dug by number 9, McGroarty. Middle hit this time finds the floor as Kemp sprawls to try to get it. Phew. Again, it's the speed of tonight is a little faster. Newton.
Well, you have to talk faster, that's all.
Newton serves to Smith. It is an outside set to Starkweather. Beautiful hit by Wyalusing, who gets it to Kemp. Kemp then passes it up. It's a little tight to the net. Judlin hits it, and she turns and looks at the referee. And part of that was if the ball completely passes the line of the net, you can't attack it. And it was very, very close, but it was still on the plane of the net, so there was no call. It was a good no call. Wyalusing has the cross-court spike dug by Kemp. Middle tip by Monks, who finds the floor.
This set was tied so many times. Now Wellsboro's pulling away a little bit, and Wyalusing has taken a timeout.
And again, you saw that with Kemp's serve. She just seems to have command of that serve, that she's able to move it around enough that teams are, and it's every game. It's not even just this game. We see it game after game. Match after match. So.
Well, of course, we didn't have the libero when I coached, so if I had to slow down the other team because they had a server that was racking up the points, I had to, use substitutions.
Yes.
Which was a little tricky in that time because you were only allowed to have 3 entrances into the game, and starting the game counted as one entrance. So I used substituting a lot because you also only had so many timeouts. You couldn't, but you had to have all sorts of mechanisms to slow that other team down when they got in a roll, because just like many sports, volleyball is a game of momentum.
Well, and it used to be that the referees stood on the court, walked to the table, went back to the court. Now they stand back and they try to keep that. They're intentionally trying to keep the speed of the game faster. Burnett serves. It is spinning and just finds the floor after an attempted pass by Masters. You didn't quite see that. It actually kind of came off her hand wrong, and I think it wasn't intentional just because she's laughing out there, but it created a corkscrew effect.
She worked on that.
Yeah, she worked on that last night in practice too. That one floats, and it's a little bit of a high overpass, and Monks is there and waits, and because she went up with 2 hands and actually blocked that, that would go in the book as another block towards her record there. And she didn't swing and attack it. This time the ball spins a little deeper. Outside push here. Burnett's ready deep. Judlin sets outside. It's a little tight, but Starkweather handles it. There is an attempt to push that back over, but there's actually a slight, she was a little too far underneath the ball, and it spins backwards. So Burnett will be serving for the set. Oh my word. Wyalusing passes the ball up. There's a bit of a scramble there. It is free balled over. Burnett passes to the setter. Middle hit to Monks. And it is down for the point. So set 2 goes to Wellsboro as well, but a much better set that time.
Oh, much better.
Great gameplay, some longer volleys, and some real nice volleyball that we are seeing here tonight.
how do you determine where you stand for receiving a serve if you're a back row player? I had my girls 2 steps in.
Frequently when I would do it, I did a 3-man serve receive, which is what you see a lot of teams doing today, but I also would do service specialists where I would look at who are my best passers, who can, and I always had them passing to where the setter was going to. Now you'll notice Sharon, if her setter's on the left side of the court, we'll have them pass the first ball to where the setter is so that they don't have to do movement until later. But I always did a 3-man serve receive. Usually your middle back was a little deeper, but here's where it was a disadvantage because I would stand and watch what the other team was doing during warm-ups, and then I would say, you need to be aware this one serves here, this one serves there. With the new Corona things, you don't get that opportunity to really watch those things.
Right.
So you kind of have to feel it out. And in those cases, I would almost do a flat serve receive. And then from that flat set, the kids would know to make adjustments based on, whoops, that one went a little bit, I'm going to take a step back. But it's easier to run to the ball than to run backwards. So we would start probably about where the foul line is on the floor and then adjust from there.
You have to know where you are because when that serve comes to you, then you have to know how high on your body then to let it sail out of bounds. That's the trick. So,
no, but usually my set was usually about, that's like I don't know how to explain it, but it's about where Bree Kemp is standing right now is where I would line my ladies up.
Right.
So
now another thing that used to throw us off if we were having a really successful year would be if the other team wouldn't play bump set spike with us.
Yes.
Just bump ball. That throws your rhythm off because the rhythm of the game is bump set spike, once in a while free ball, but you're supposed to attempt bump set spike and you get up against somebody that bumps it right back to you and my girls would just look at me, they're not playing right. Well, that's all right. You can win that way, but
Yep. Starting off for Wyalusing, number 1, Herbert, had a beautiful float serve. Outside set to Krakow, and it just catches the top of the tape. Results in a point. Herbert to serve again. This time it's a little deeper. Kemp is ready. She passes it nice and high so Judlin can get underneath it. Again outside. This time Krakow takes a little off of it and finds the hole because if you notice, Wyalusing had adjusted to that deep cross-court hit and Krakow recognized it and didn't swing as hard and allowed it to kind of roll shot into that hole. This time Wellsboro has a rotation issue. It says number 17, I think is what they said should be serving.
Now, that's another thing. People think officiating volleyball would be real easy. You have got to be watching all the players for the rotation order. Another thing is the official on the floor usually stands on the side of the receiving side. Now he moves back and forth. Now he moves back again on the receiving side because the referee up in the ladder is watching the ball and looking at that side. So we do need officials, but if you think it's the easiest sport to officiate,
the speed
you may be wrong.
McGroarty serves again, this time down the line to Burnett, overpasses. You have, that was McGroarty who swung. No, number 7 there. Masters is serving. McGroarty just hit it outside. And she had taken off on the previous one where she had been swinging a little long. I think she recognized the adjustment, and she's been a little more successful this game finding the floor. A beautiful serve by Masters. Outside hit.
Touched.
Yes, outside hit by Krakow and pulls the touch. It would have catched. Ooh, nice English. Would have caught the back line. That was angled just perfectly. Owlett's back to serve at this time. Still seems to be a bit of confusion in the back row about where they should be lined up here. Handle it in their hands. Wyalusing sets the ball up. Wellsboro takes it deep. Grace Hines has the roll shot. Ball set outside. This time McGroarty finds the short middle. Owlet hits the floor. It is a point for Wyalusing. Substitution for Wyalusing, number 29. Brown is coming into the game for number 6, Edwards.
A crucial piece of equipment is the knee pads when you're playing volleyball. You see people on the floor a lot. Oh, good eye.
All right, and that serve floats just a bit long. It's an interesting high five. I see them hitting elbows so they're not hitting hands.
Okay.
It's great as long as you don't hit too hard. All right, serve that time by Burnett. Again, pushing the back row deep, and it pulls the ace. Coming in for Wellsboro's Wyalusing's number 6, Edwards. And as she comes into the game for Brown, you'll see the libero then come back in for Edwards. Brown has a beautiful pass to the setter. It's set outside, and it just doesn't quite make the net for Wyalusing. Again, I like to see what they're doing, just a little bit more execution on some of it, but foundation is there.
Oh.
That was a beautiful rolling shot to the back line by number 12, Armitage. Coming back into the game is number 10, Gervin, for number 1, Herbert. Game is getting a little closer here, 5-6 in favor of Wyalusing. Otis's serve, a little bit of a roll. Owlet passes it high. It ends up being a free ball for Wellsboro. Passing shot here, free ball over. Owlet passes beautifully to Judlin, who sets up Duff, but she is blocked, and there is no protection around her, and it finds the floor.
Yeah, sometimes that ball comes back.
Yes. And usually you'll see if a block goes up or a hitter goes up, that you'll see the back row collapse around them just so that they have that. I think we got a little flat-footed. Crocco tries to take that. It almost comes over to the tables, but Duff saves it. Owlet throws it deep. Wyalusing makes the approach, and number 9, McGroarty, just hits it into the top of the tape. I think her approach is a little early there.
Okay. It looked like they were confused there a little.
Yeah. A little bit of an overpass to Duff.
Oh
my goodness, and again. Okay, I wondered if it was going to be again. Nice floor spike. Burnett passes it high. Judlin's there. Sets outside to Kemp, who tips it over. It is now set to the middle, who hits it at Crocco. Crocco is passing it. Kemp swings hard, hits the block, and it finds the floor over the block.
7-7, third set.
Yes. Crocco continues to serve up.
She gets a redo. There's no penalty for that.
This time a cross-court serve handled by Wyalusing. Tipping roll shot there by Wyalusing. Armitage found the hole, and it is a point back over to Wyalusing.
The toss on the serve is critical, and you know when your toss is off, and you are allowed to let it drop and try again.
Number 9 serves a beautiful serve. Wellsboro handles it well. It is set up by Wyalusing. Outside hit by number 7, Masters. There is a tip shot there by Judlin. Another tip.
One. Now, during my tenure of coaching, those would have all been carries.
Yeah.
You were not allowed to do that. I like that you can do that now.
Yeah. Well, Penn State had a setter that she'd go up there and do that and turn in midair and actually slam the ball down as a lefty. It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. As a former setter, I have total appreciation of that. Beautiful high pass to Owlet outside so she could swing on it. Wyalusing handles it, and they swing on it outside by Masters.
There it is
it's
again.
Another tip. And then it's pushed deep, and number 7, Masters, finds the floor. You have those things, and you have to be careful because, you get excited when it's working, but if you overuse it, the other team adjusts to it, and as a result, they're ready to make the adjustment. So,
Wellsboro trailing again in the third set.
Number 23 serves beautifully down the middle. Krakow handles it. This time it is Duff with the tip to the middle.
Good placement.
It was very good placement. I think as a coach, that's probably the biggest thing that I criticize myself about, is that I was super aggressive and didn't develop their tip game like I should have. I was like, swing away, girls.
Yeah.
And there were times that I should have been in their arsenal. So
No, a lot of teams don't back up the double block, or they didn't used to.
Yes.
And that's all you had to do was tip it over the double block onto the floor.
yes, beautiful gameplay here as it's back and forth, miscommunication, and it results in a point for Wyalusing. Coming back in for the game is Herbert for number 10, Gervin. She's headed back to serve. Yeah. As a former coach, I'm not above saying I had stuff that I totally missed. Burnett passes the ball nice and high. Beautiful outside set to Owlett, who does see that hole and tips it right into it.
I think this is going to be like the last set.
It's going to be back and forth, isn't it?
Knotted many times.
Float serve by Judlin, and it takes a side angle on that, and as a result, it results in an ace for Wellsboro. Judlin, another one. This one has a little spin to it, so it's not as floaty. It doesn't move as much, but you see it used. Wellsboro sets it up. Owlett rolls. Wyalusing's there. They have a floor spike by McGroarty. Wellsboro has to scramble a little, get it. It's a free ball, and it goes out of bounds. Beautiful floating serve there for Masters. Set up to the middle. Grace Hines takes the swing, and it goes a bit long. That's a beautiful serve by Masters. Boy, that's another beautiful float.
Yeah, that really was.
Kemp handles it though. Beautiful swing by Krakow. Overpass. Hines tips it back over. It is roll shot. Burnett wasn't sure if it's in, so she takes it. Judd then pushes it over. It's a hit over Burnett. Nice dig outside to Owlett, who swings, but Wyalusing digs it up. Back row spike, dig by Kemp. Outside to Owlett, who swings cross court, but McGroarty's there. However, setter can't make it to it.
When in
Point to
doubt,
Wellsboro.
you're not sure whether the ball's going to hit the line or not, you play it. But like we talked before, there is somebody that shares that line with you that's supposed to be helping.
Yes. And Owlett's serve hits the nets. We have a substitute here. Number 29 in for number 6, so Brown is back in for Edwards.
Wellsboro substitution as well.
Ah, yes, Petrick is in for Owlett. Thank you, I totally missed that. I'm looking at my notes to make sure I got the right names on the floor here. Serve for Wyalusing. Burnett passes it up. Petrick gives the assist. Beautiful cross-course pass so that it is a usable hit shot there by Kemp. Coming back into the game then for Wyalusing is Edwards. And Burnett goes back to serve. Floating serve. McGroarty handles it. Back row hit by Masters. Point to Wellsboro.
Oh, see?
You could hear Wyalusing calling that right early before it even crossed the plane. It just came off her hand
The ball
high.
should be called by the time it crosses the top of the net, yeah.
Number 10, Gervin is in for number 1, Herbert. Coach gives some advice there, and 27 serves to Burnett. Burnett passes, gets it to Judlin. Judlin gets it over to Kemp. Kemp goes deep with it, so there's a bit of a scramble, but Wellsboro gets a free ball. And what an approach by Kemp. This time she pushes it. Wyalusing's prepared. There's a scramble. There is a floor spike by McGroarty, and she just has it go a bit wide. I say, outside of that first set, this has been a nice and enjoyable volleyball game this evening. These last 2 sets have been. Krakow, beautiful serve cross court. It's handled well by Wyalusing. Dug by Wellsboro. She's very fortunate because that was an overpass, and had there not been a change going on in the front row, that could have been one of those like monks likes. Krakow serves again. This time it has a roll to it. It drops. Wyalusing sets it up, but it catches the net. McGroarty handles that. Outside hit by number 10. Gervin finds the line. I don't know if you notice when the ladies serve, they do the same thing. Just like when you see in a foul shot, they're doing the same, I don't know, what do you call that? Ritual. If you dribble 3 times, you do dribble 3 times. If you spin the ball, you spin the ball. But it's just so that it's just a constant.
It's not always a good idea, though.
It isn't. I don't like them dribbling.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't. No.
Because if it goes off the foot,
you bounce it off your foot.
I've seen that happen.
Stem funny or something. Yeah, you should cut down on all that motion. It's not necessary.
Yes. But whatever you do, do it the same each time. All right, back to gameplay here. Middle hit by Armitage. Wellsboro, little miscommunication on setting it up, so it's a free ball. Wyalusing sets it up and uses it. Number 7, Masters, hits it to the between the back middle and right back, and it finds the floor. Still tied up here at 17.
This is the match I expected after watching the JV. Sometimes the
yeah.
JV is an indication. The JV players were moving very well, and I thought, oh, they must have a good varsity then if their JVs are schooled to play that well.
All right, a lot of little net play here. Even with all the setting and tipping, it results in Wellsboro's point. Coming back into the game for Petrick is Owlett. And here is Kemp to serve, and again, let's see how Wyalusing adjusts to her serve this time. Masters handles it outside. She has a beautiful hit, but Burnett digs it. Outside hit to Owlett. Again, Masters digs that. Middle hit. It just trickles over the net. Masters handles it. There's a little miscommunication. It is a free ball at an angle so that it stays inside the antennas.
It must have gone between them, yeah.
Ooh, yes. Wellsboro sees the tip shot and rolls it just over the block because the defense was out of sorts after that long volley. Coming into the game is number 15, Ellie, for number 12, Armitage. Kemp serves again. It goes straight down the line, and Masters handles it. Approach, rolling shot, Krakow digs. Middle set, and a beautiful approach and hit by Duff. I know it's difficult for the girls because when you get that, you always want to like celebrate and be like, whoa!
Right, you're not supposed to be high-fiving and so forth.
Another serve right down the line, and Wyalusing does a nice job handling it. Burnett with a beautiful pass, a little high on the set to the middle, but Duff made the adjustment and roll shotted it. Oh my goodness, what is with me? Put the roll shot to the middle.
I think the Wyalusing girls in their long bus drive came to play.
Yes. Yes, yes. So you said you got to watch a little as you were setting up. You got to watch.
Yes, and JVs were moving the ball very well. Our JVs are having a tough time this year. They've only won one match, but
they're
didn't
fairly
you feel
young.
that way when you were coaching, that if you watched their JV and you'd say, oh, holy smokes.
It's an indication of what to expect for the varsity. It really is.
Because of the drills they've done and what they're schooled in to do. And if they're moving the ball very well in their JV, you think, ooh, that means...
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Well done, coaches. We like what we're seeing. So, as two former coaches, we're just it might not mean much, but we think you're doing a nice job. Keep it up because your program will grow. Kemp to serve. Goes deep this time. It is just a
I
smidge
don't know
long.
about that.
Oh, see, I would have called it out.
Okay.
I would have called it just out. So,
You mean looking through your face shield, you can tell that? I'm
see, I
getting a
would have called it
glare.
out. So Wyalusing's trying to make sure they have the right rotations and substitutes here.
They ought to have what they have at the U.S. Open tennis. You know, that camera that swings in and shows you the replay of where
Yes.
the ball hit the line. That'd be wonderful. I think Wellsboro might add that next year, don't you?
Oh, I love it. Maddie Bordis just came in for Wellsboro. I love it. And there's a beautiful pass by Crocker, and they set the middle. Duff is ready. There is a scramble by Wyalusing, who gets it up. Bordis passes to Judlin. They set the middle again. This time, it doesn't work out for Wellsboro. Catches the top of the tape. Point to Wyalusing. Newton's back to serve again. Seems to be some discussion at the table on who should be where and what's going on here.
The captain can request for a lineup,
Yes.
but only the one captain from each team is allowed to converse with the official.
And I think it's still unlimited, isn't it? That they can go now. If the referees see it as a delay of game
Right,
tactic,
exactly.
they
I
can
think
say
that-
no, you're
right.
not allowed to do that, and they'll give the team a warning.
A judgment call, yeah.
But in this situation, I probably would have advised, coming out of that when there was confusion, have your floor captain say, "Can we do a lineup check?" And they would have put them back in order. So it appears that we had a rotation issue on Wyalusing.
So side out, Wellsboro's going to serve now, and we've put Wyalusing back in the correct order. Is that what
I don't know what we're doing here.
referee
There's some discussion.
Mikowski's doing? Wellsboro
yeah.
is prepared to serve the ball.
And I'm guessing it has to do with the in and out of the libero and making sure that the right person is serving. So now he's going to get them in order so that they know exactly where they should be.
You coached using the libero. It came long after I finished coaching.
So, okay, as we say, it looked like number 6 wasn't sure, Edwards, if she should be going in or not, and then she sat back down, but I'm not sure they know what's going on here. So
But they've got to get it right because it'll mess up the scorebook. And besides, we're at 21-18, so we do have a contest here.
right, but if this is the right lineup, then they were right on the floor and the ball should still be there.
Yeah, we'll see what he does.
Unless number 23 served for the wrong person. That would be my other. If your libero served for the wrong person, that could have resulted, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, the libero can play back row for as many players as necessary, but
Yeah.
you're only serve for one of
Right.
those players.
And if you're wondering what the confusion is, they have a unique rotation where in the one rotation, the one girl comes in and serves and then comes out, and the middle goes back in, and then the libero goes back in. So
And see,
okay, so there
okay,
it is.
now the normal substitutes have to enter between this spiking line and the net, correct? And the libero substitutions have to be between the end line and the spiking line.
Yes.
So those two girls tiptoed across
just by the 10-foot
spike line.
Yeah. So that's what actually it was. It was a rotation error, but it was because you had a back row player who, a front row player who in essence was playing front row twice or something like that. 12 should have been in the back row and she was in the front row.
Let's hope it's right. Oh, see? Now, what that did, it's like taking a timeout before the basketball player shoots a foul shot.
Yeah.
That gave the Wellsboro player time to think about, well, no, I don't want to miss this serve. It's a tight game. And they did all that monkeying around with trying to figure out who was to play where, and we missed the serve.
Okay. Herbert back to serve. Her serve floats deep, and it's a beautiful float serve. Kemp handles it, sets a little low, and Monks pushes it into the top of the tape. Herbert seems to be the location that Wyalusing seems to make some of their move here. Martin's the other server that you see that happen with. Beautiful serve to the left back. Crocco handles it wonderfully. Set to the middle to Monks. I don't know if that was blocked or didn't go over, but it is a point to Wyalusing. Game is narrowing again. Float serve to the middle back. Kemp, beautiful pass to the setter. This time they're ready. Tip by Monks, but Wyalusing handles it, puts it back over. Another tip shot, this time blocked. And Wyalusing handles it and gets it set up and tipped back over to Wellsboro, takes out the setter. It is an outside hit to
Depends on how that rolls.
Yes, to Bordas, and Bordas tips it over and becomes Wellsboro ball, 23-21. Judlin is going back to serve. Float serve down the middle, handled by Newton, outside to number 27, Otis. But the block is a little off the net, and as a result, the ball falls between them and the floor and Wellsboro. So we're back to a one-point game, and here comes Masters, who's the other server who seems to have some success here, serving from that back right side. Miscommunication on Wellsboro, and point, which would be an ace. Game is tied up at 23. Timeout by Wellsboro.
Coach the Husky takes a timeout. This might be a good time to remind you that Wellsboro has not lost a set all year. We're in the fifth match. The score of the first set was 25-7, Wellsboro. Score of the second set was 25-17. Here we are in the third set, 23-all. If Wyalusing wins, they continue to play a fourth set. And if it's required a fifth set, the fifth set only goes to 15 points with a 2-point lead.
Masters back to serve. Another beautiful serve. This one a little short, but ready. Poked over by Judlin. Set up outside to number 9, who tips it, taking Judlin out of the mix. Outside pass to Crocco, who goes deep cross court, and it is long, giving set point to Wyalusing. Master serve goes down the line. Burnett handles it nice and high. Middle hit, left-handed poke over by Monks. Pass by Kemp, middle to Monks, hits the net, but it still finds the floor as it bounces over the blockers and just out of the touch.
You have to win by 2 points.
So it's tied up again. Bordas to serve, and it is low. And so back to serve for the set again. We have number 6, Edwards. She serves to the deep left back. Attempts to bring it in, and no, she's gone a bit outside, and it is point to Wyalusing, and set 3 goes to Wyalusing. So we are going to our fourth set for the first time this season. Ooh, I said this is.
Oh my goodness. Well, I hope you're not all talked out.
It's a good thing I didn't do the JV match tonight.
Okay, by my count, Wellsboro will get the serve in this set.
Okay. Now, one of the things that, as a coach, I appreciate in this gym is you have beautiful high ceilings. And I know on Thursday we play over at Liberty, right? Liberty on Thursday, North Penn Liberty. Yeah,
I think
that's
so.
the first of the two. It's always a great game,
Yeah,
but the ceiling over there's different height than over here, and a couple of times they're doing some beautiful digs. But some of these in other gyms, if they do those digs, would hit the ceiling and bounce right back.
And you have to play it.
And
if
you have
it
to
comes
play
back on your own side.
Yeah.
That's my complaint about playing the district playoffs at Williamson every year. That's not the best gym for volleyball. And when you're playing district playoffs, you ought to play in the best gym. Right now, Wellsboro has the best gym. Now,
yes.
Troy's isn't too bad. I'm not that familiar with Tawandas, and I've never been to Northeast Bradford.
Tawanda's got a nice gym too.
Okay.
Tawanda's got a nice gym.
Couldn't imagine a nicer gym for volleyball than Wellsboro.
Than this one.
Yeah. But
And
if you are playing and you hit it up and it comes down on your own side and you're still entitled to another hit on your side, you have to play it off that. And a lot of gyms have the end baskets of the basketball court hanging down, and there's special rules for that. If the volleyball's coming toward that and you're standing under position to play it properly and it hits there, that would be a replay. So it's just better to have all the overhead obstructions out of the way, which in our gymnasium, we've done a pretty good job of that. So it's a nice gym to play. You can have no excuses about the overhead obstructions and so forth. And so it's a true court to determine the winner of the match. As we said, Wyalusing is in the small school division of the Northern Tier League, and Wellsboro is in the large school division. Used to be the NTL, Northern Tier League, was divided into the east and the west by county. West was Tioga County and east was Bradford County. Then a few years ago they realigned, and they thought it would be easier to play the big schools versus the little schools. And there's, I believe, 5 big schools and 6 small schools. And the deal is you play schools within your size division twice and the other schools one time. So that's why Wyalusing and Wellsboro only paired up to play one time this year. It's because Wellsboro is in the large school division and Wyalusing's in the small school division.
So Wellsboro starts off with Judlin serve, but it goes a bit wide.
I would say Wyalusing's doing a better job serving tonight.
Yes.
And hence, they're still in this match in the 4th set.
Yep. Beautiful float serve. Oh my goodness. Free ball by Monks. Wyalusing sets it up. It's a little tight, and it hits the top of the net. In the same regard as a school that comes like Wyalusing that is used to a lower ceiling, that distance in the ceiling can sometimes throw off those passes because you're used to kind of eyeballing things in your peripheral. So Wyalusing comes right back and is able to convert that serve into a kill. Coming into the game, we see the switch, the libero goes back, and so therefore we have number 23, Newton, serving. Another nice little jump there. Kemp struggles with it. It's an overpass, and this time McGroarty comes out swinging and finds it the line about the 10-foot line. You can see the momentum has shifted here where Wellsboro's a bit flat now, and
well, somebody has to make a couple big plays here.
Wyalusing's like on fire. Beautiful pass by Burnett, roll shot by Krakow, who goes deep, and that catches Wyalusing pulled in just a bit, and so it converts the point. Now you have Burnett going back, so our middles switch. rolling serve to the right back. There is a roll shot by number 9, McGroarty. Pass puts Judlin into the net, and as a result, point for Wellsboro, or Wyalusing. Coming into the game, we have Gervin for the front row there as number 1, Herbert, slides on over out of the, back in. Owlett passes the ball too tight. Judlin tries to save it, bounces off the standard outside of the antenna. You have Petrick coming into the game as a defensive specialist from the locker room. Owlett's back to the locker room. I think that's the first serve Otis has missed tonight, and that's the first one that Wyalusing's missed in a very long time. Their service percentage has to be astronomical tonight.
They've been very consistent.
Yes. Krako's serve just clears the net and dives, but Wyalusing digs it up. There's a joust at the net. It is legal. What just took place there is completely legal. Wellsboro sets it up, tips it over. Wyalusing sets up their middle. It is touched by Duff. It keeps going. Roll shot by McGroarty. Tipped over by Judlin. Wyalusing handles it. There's a push deep down the line. Krako gets it to Judlin, who gets it to the middle. Duff is hitting it, but it is an overpass. Set outside to Kemp. There is a block, and that hit goes off the block, giving the point to Wellsboro. Whew. So. Whew.
Yeah, there was a hit there on Wyalusing side that in most gyms would have ricocheted back down.
Yes. Krako serves right down the middle. It is handled by Wyalusing, who does a beautiful job of converting it into the kill with McGroarty down the line. McGroarty back to serve. A bit long. This could be the window of opportunity that Wellsboro can capitalize on.
When Wellsboro misses their serves, they're going out, right or left.
Yes.
It's not that they're hitting them into the net. I've seen quite a few missed. How can you miss a 30 by 30 foot square?
Served by Kemp. Wyalusing handles it, and just a little too much muscle this time by number 7, Master. Again, when you're in a game that's this tight,
That's
sometimes
adrenaline.
Adrenaline. That is exactly what it is. So you have it set up this time by Wyalusing, dug by Burnett, tipped by Owlett, dug by, I don't know, number 27. There is net play. It's a little tight, and it results in a point for Wellsboro. I also like the positive attitude I'm seeing out of all the ladies. When they make a mistake, they're encouraging each other, and there's no getting down on themselves. They just keep plugging away on both sides.
They're a little more animated on the Wyalusing side right now. See, somebody from Wellsboro has to make a couple big plays, and they have to get revved up here a little bit.
Yeah.
They're not used to playing a fourth set.
Yes. Whew.
Now that ball was touched.
Yes.
And then looked long.
I think that they knew at the last minute it was going to go long, but sometimes when that arm swing starts.
Right.
Kemp serves down the middle, making adjustment. That is a beautiful hit out of the middle. Outside set to Owlett, who finds the seam in the block, and as a result gets the point. Wellsboro may be ahead right now, but it's still a pervasive feel of they don't necessarily have control of this game yet. At least that's the feeling you have. Wyalusing digs the ball. Back row spike by 23. Overpass is handled by number 12 Armitage and results in a point to Wyalusing.
Well, no wonder they're revved up. They've only won one match out of 5 this year. They're 1-4. They beat Sayre. But they're playing their socks off tonight.
Yes, they are. Beautiful float serve, and it finds the seam between Kemp and Krako. That ball, like I said, you can't see that, but that ball literally lifted and just floated between the two of them. So that was a beautiful serve. Newton serves again. This one has spin on it, goes to Kemp. Judlin sets outside. It's a little tight to Allett, and it hits into the net. This time serve goes again to Kemp, who's low, beautiful passing form, outside to Allett, and Wyalusing gets the block and it hits the floor, so it's legitimate block there. Again, Wellsboro's still a little flat, and you see Wyalusing's dug their way back and tied it up.
Here we are tied again.
Yeah. And Wyalusing's called for a rotation issue.
Again, they're taking time to realign the Wyalusing team. Meanwhile, the Wellsboro server has some time to think about her serve.
I'm a little confused by this time, though. Unless somebody in the front row was wrong, but they talked to the server and she said, oh, yeah.
And there we go.
And it changed the points. Must be we had the wrong server again. So number 1 serves Herbert. It is a tip by Monks, dug by Wyalusing. Monks comes up, dug beautifully by Newton. Roll shot by McGroarty, and the Wellsboro uses the block and finds the tip, and it finds the floor. Judlin's serve floats right straight down the middle. Wyalusing uses it. Miscommunication on the outside on who should take that free ball. As a result, point to Wellsboro. That rotation issue may have been the game changer there. We'll see if Wyalusing can regroup. Pass by Wyalusing, back row spike there. I guess it was technically a front row player, but she was deep. Masters takes the ball deep down the line. Burnett is going to use that. Wyalusing sets up, pushes to Burnett. Burnett takes the pass to Judlin, who tips it over. A little bit of a miscommunication, but Wyalusing takes it over. Outside set to Allett, dug by McGroarty. Outside hit by Masters, but it is blocked by Wellsboro. Coming into the game is number 15, Ellie, for number 27, Otis.
Haley Monks got her 100th block in the earlier season match, so she was at the right place and the right rotation for that last play.
Judlin serves. Newton handles it. Nice set by Herbert. And we find that there is a double hit on Wellsboro. It is a point to Wyalusing. Masters is back to serve. Down the line to Burnett this time. Judlin sets middle to Monks, who swings beautifully, but the ball hits. Wyalusing's ready for it. Beautiful job, ladies. And they free ball it. Wellsboro's ready. There is a swing by Allett, handled again by Wyalusing to the middle. Beautiful hit. Wellsboro has to dig it this time. There is an outside set tipped by Allett. A little miscommunication there. Swing, dig by Kemp. Middle hit to Monks,
Nice.
who puts it down after drawing the blocker of number 6 into the net. Whew.
The idea is to hit it to a floor place where there isn't a player.
Yes. Outlet serves, and there is a miscommunication in the back row by Wyalusing, and it results in a point. Outlet continues to serve right down the middle, pass to the setter, a little deep, and they are in the net trying to get that pass out of this net. She tried to walk the line there. Outlet serves again. It just catches the tape, and as a result, hits the 10-foot line because it takes off momentum. There is a timeout by Wyalusing.
Well, Wellsboro has a little momentum here. They pulled ahead 18-9.
Yeah, I'd say that service correction was really kind of the game changer.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, they've got to maintain it here because this is the first time this year Wellsboro's played a fourth set in a match. I don't know how many Wyalusing matches went that far, but well, we have a decent match here tonight.
Yes.
The second set and the third set, and this one.
This one was really strong at the beginning. We've had a little momentum shift here.
It was tied 10-10 at one point, and now it's 18-9. So if you want to explain that to me, it
well,
had to do with the mix-up and the points.
After Wyalusing had scored like 4 points in a row, they took those points away.
Yeah.
So, wrong server.
We can't blame that on Lewis the Husky.
That's right. All right, so this time, Outlet goes deep to the corner, and it looked like it might go long, but it really started to dive right at the end, and Wyalusing makes the attempt to try to save it, and it is point to Wellsboro. High looping serve here, handled by Wyalusing, outside hit, and it catches the top of the tape by McGroarty. Served by Outlet. Pass nice and high. Back set. We find is nice and high. Pass outside.
Oh.
An attempted back set and weak side hit by Krakow, and it ends up hitting the net. Back into the game is Petrick for Outlet.
20-10, Wellsboro in the fourth set. Wyalusing at Wellsboro.
Okay, and this is where Newton should be serving properly. So she's doing again, beautiful serve. It goes just long.
Sailed on her.
Oh man, that has beautiful float again.
Sure
Lifted
did.
up just at the end.
Yeah.
Burnett serves short. Oh my
Oh.
goodness, what a beautiful
Drop
like
it right in
short
there.
serve. Reminds me of Kirsten Lay, who used to be able to push everybody deep, and then she'd do these little light. She just enjoyed dropping it just literally over the net. This time you had Burnett pushing them deeper, and the free ball goes wide. Burnett serves again to the right back. It is handled. There is a push or a tip.
That's it.
Wellsboro
She knew there wasn't
scrambles.
anybody there.
Overpass. You have Armitage who uses it. Free ball by Wellsboro. McGroarty goes back and takes that. Middle hit. Goes deep down the line and just a bit long.
Well, here we are at match point. 24-10, Wellsboro in the fourth set.
Deep serve
That'll
by
do it.
Wyalusing, and it's tight to the net, and that will be the set. So do not be fooled by the score. This was actually some good volleyball tonight. Sadly, due to a couple of errors and some other mitigating circumstances, the first and last set scores don't reflect the kind of volleyball we saw. We saw great volleyball, though, tonight. And
The second and third sets were characterized by tie score after tie score throughout.
yes,
The the lead would seesaw back and forth. We had a malfunction of the serving ability of the Wellsboro players. You're right, when they made that correction, they seemed to come back in the fourth set a little better.
So, but for this evening, you did see Kemp again serving a slew of points. Again, I'd be curious to know if she's probably like on tap for the same kinds of statistics as she had last year. But this next Thursday, where are they headed? North Penn.
We're on Thursday at North Penn, and then next week at Athens on the 13th, and then Towanda comes here on the 17th.
Yes.
I guess, well, now, I talked to Coach Husky. We play Towanda here on the 17th. The makeup match with Towanda is the 19th, which is Monday night.
Wow.
After playing Saturday night. And that is at Towanda. And then the next night on October 20th, here in Wellsboro, they play North Penn Liberty. So that's a rough weekend, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday for the Hornets. So the schedule got messed up a little bit because of the COVID concerns and problems at schools in Bradford County. Do you have anything else before I wrap it up?
I don't have anything else other than I wish these two would get to see each other again, because I think if we went there, it'd be, again, you'd see probably a different, not a different outcome, hopefully, but you would probably see another several sets of really top-notch passing, setting, and execution. And I like the look of where the Wyalusing program's going, and I hope they continue and wish them well. And Wellsboro, we dropped our first set tonight, but they seem to pull it back together and use teamwork, and I'm looking forward to Thursday's game. It's one of my favorite games of the year.
Yeah.
So, Coach, go ahead.
Okay, a little wrap-up of tonight. Wyalusing traveled to Wellsboro. We're in the Wellsboro gym. The JV results were 25-13, 25-21. Wyalusing did win that match. In the varsity tonight, the first and fourth sets were not very reflective of the wonderful play we're talking about. Wellsboro won the first set 25-7. The second set was much closer, 25-17, and then the third set, Wyalusing won 26-24, was the first set loss of the Wellsboro Hornets thus far this season. And then we went into the fourth set, and Wellsboro won that 25-10. Wellsboro remains 5-0, almost halfway through the season. The problems tonight were serves with Wellsboro. Wyalusing had several rotation mix-ups. They need to get that straightened out. Wellsboro got a grip of their serves in the final set, and that's where we are. Well, I guess we do play 15 matches, so we're only a third of the way through the season.
I think so.
Yes, would that make sense? Okay.
Because we pack them all in at the end, it looks like. So.
Right. And we're going to meet the larger schools at the latter part of our schedule.
Yes.
So I don't know. I don't know whether Wellsboro will match up well with the larger schools or not. Wyalusing, being a smaller school, certainly gave them a run for their money tonight. So, reporting from the Wellsboro gym, Coach Niver and Coach McKnight. Good night.
Good night. Turn this off.